Hello, welcome. I am Nikki from Black Dog Vintage and Antiques, and thanks for coming back and spending a little time with me. I've got some really cool little bits and bobs. I say that all the time. Bits and bobs to show you. I gotta stop watching that British TV, I'm telling you. I mean, no disrespect by the strange Britishness or Southern charm that comes out of my mouth. It just happens when I'm watching too much TV, and I've been watching too much British television. So, the last episode I showed you some of the stuff that I had picked up in my little thrifting adventures to a couple different thrift stores in Port Jervis. This place that I had went to, this next place was in Cutterbackville in upstate New York, on the border of Orange County and Sullivan County where I live. Now, these had to have their own little moment in time, and when you see them, you'll understand why. So, this is a 1894, and because I'm filming on my phone, it's going to come out weird. College and Clinical Board, a monthly journal of practical medicine from 1894. You should have this on your house right now to tell you how to take care of yourself, right? This is March edition, and it does have some handwritten notations is not a word. Notations is, though. Some handwritten notations over here and throughout the book as well. Now, this is, or would have come to, doctors and physicians. And the cover is really not in great shape. I mean, look, the cover's not in great shape. But you know what? If you were well over 100 years old, 150 years old, you wouldn't be in very great shape either. But here inside, it has all sorts of different write-ups. This is Hydrozone, Highest Honors, Glycozone, World Columbian Exposition. It is the strongest antiseptic known. Bacteriological experiments made upon cultures demonstrate that 1 cubic centimeter of hydrozone is for its bactericide power, equivalent to 3 cubic centimeters of a solution containing bichloride of mercury. Pretty sure you don't want to be using mercury on you anywhere. And it cures diseases caused by germs. This was like groundbreaking stuff back then. Like, germs? What? What are germs? It cures the germs that cause diphtheria, sore throat, catarrh, hay fever, la grippe, open sores, abscesses, carbuncles, ulcers, infectious diseases of the genitourinary organs, aka syphilis, because they used to use mercury to treat syphilis, inflammation and contagion disease of the ailment tract, typhoid fever, typhus, cholera, yellow fever, women's weakness. We push a big old baby out of our bodies. I don't think there's anything with women's weakness. Whites. I think they mean white blood cells. Yes. And skin diseases such as eczema and acne. I'm a little afraid to use this stuff. And I'm sure it's not still used, but maybe it is. And it has also in here all these different treatments. Is the treatment of diphtheria. There's a whole article in here on the treatment of diphtheria. As well as, I'm going to call it science, because back then this was as close to science as you got. Like, this was not necessarily all snake oil stuff, but there are some things in here that could be construed as snake oil stuff. This is treatment for diabetes, the treatment of diarrhea in children, and it tells you on very young children what to use. A tincture of, let's see, aromat, camphor, cardamom, and I'm not even sure what that other one is. Now, the cardamom would probably help. I'm not so sure about the camphor. I seem to think that that's a harmful caustic substance. But I am not a doctor. So, then it has all these really great ads. Oh, now the covers finally come detached. It's really great ads for different pharmaceutical preparations. So, yeah, the cover's now completely there. The cover was barely hanging on there to begin with, so... The hygiene and sexual functions, plain words in the interest of women's health. That is an ad right there. This is just the best little convolution of current in 1894 medical treatments for those around you. So this will be up for sale very soon in one of my lives that's coming up. And just speaking on that really quick, we do live sales. Jen and I do a live sale every Thursday on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, please make sure you check the links down below and follow us on Instagram, and Jen as well. And then every Sundays we do a YouTube live sale, 9 times out of 10 with special guests. So you can also find the schedule for that in my Instagram. So make sure you go and check that there. It's posted in one of my little highlights. So yeah, back to the show. So this next piece is a 1933 radio news and the shortwave magazine. This is the October 1933 edition. And this is a publication devoted to the progress and development in radio. And it has all sorts of radio stuff. Like, let's see. We'll get there. So here we go. Radio news. There's a man at his shortwave radio. Amateur radio on the shortwaves. So this has publication. This publication talks about it in plain English, and there's also quite a few scientific-y developments in this. So here we go. Here's the 5-meter receiver. No idea what that is. But you can see it has all these scientifical drawings, and I think I made that word up, scientifical, down in there. I'm looking for the really cool bits. Hold on, I'll find it. Here we go. I found one of them. This ad, do you remember in like the 80s and even into the 90s to a certain extent, you would have mail away and be part of this school of, what was that school of cosmetology? Barbizon? It's a Barbizon, the School of Cosmetology. So here, I will train you to be a radio expert. Many make $40, $60, or $75 a week. That was a lot of money back then. I don't mean to be all like silly. It's get ready for jobs like these. And it's all sorts of different radio jobs. And I love where's that little bit where it calls it about... Oh, there it is right there. Radio, the field with a future. Video killed the radio store. I'm just saying. That happened like, what? 50, 60 years later? 50 years later. 50 years later, video killed the radio store because TV did a better job of giving us our MTV. And then by the 2000s, they took away our MTV and we no longer have music on the radio. Oh, I shouldn't say that. We have music on the radio, right? That's a thing. Oh, this bit's fun here. This says, a description and general explanation of the principles involved in 2 new television advances. Television in 1933? Oh my God, how wealthy did you have to be to own a television? Look at that. And now we all carry one around in our pockets. Can you imagine traveling back in time and go, oh yeah, I got you. I'll get you a little video right here. Just the computers that fit in a whole room. This is dealers and servicemen join the campaign of progress. You will need these posters, stickers, and flyers for the upcoming Radio Progress Week 1933. And another great one. So you're going to need all those. You're going to need all those stickers. Make sure you get those stickers. Actually, I bet you those stickers, if they're there or somebody has them, I bet you they're worth a lot of money. Ah, I found it. The radio call book section. This is cool. This is neat. This is by wavelength, frequency, call, location, and time. This is World Shortwave Station List. So I guess they had these all across, or I know they do all across the country, all across the world. And if it's anything like shortwave radio today, I'm pretty sure you need a license to operate that. And there's only a few people who have them. So let's say we wanted to call the Fiji Islands. Well, their call sign would be VPD. Victor Papa Delta. Victor Papa Delta. Come in, please. That's probably what you would say. I don't know. So it lists all of them, and then it has a phone number, which I think is great. And it says when, you can get a hold of them and stuff. Then on the next page, because, that wasn't neat enough, you get the radio program features, an official program service. So this was like the TV guide of its day for radio. And most of you are like, I don't know what TV guide is. But hopefully most of you remember what TV guide was. So this says Mondays at 5:45. There's some young children getting up to watch this show. I'm just going to say that right now. Little Orphan Annie comes on, and it gives you sponsor, Wonder Company, NBC, and then it lists the stations that it's on. Then comes on The King's Henchman an hour later. So Little Orphan Annie was an hour. Wow, they really held kids' attention back then, didn't they? Then Lowell Thomas, news sponsor, Sun Oil Company, NBC. Then George Sherbin's Russian Gypsy Orchestra, CBS, is on at 6:45 as well. So I guess only Little Orphan Annie was on in the morning, and then everybody else waited an hour till Little Orphan Annie was over. See, Christmas Story. They knew what they were talking about. So this goes through all 7 days of the week, and it lets you know what was on the radio that you could listen to back in 1933. Then it has pictures of the radio stars backstage, because you had a face that was only on radio. Although she's quite a looker, isn't she? You have all these guys down here. So if you see them on the page before, you can maybe flip to this page, because I did remember seeing the Happy Bakers. I guess they were a musical group, and the Happy Bakers are right there. Those are the Happy Baker Boys. So you get to see what they looked like, because we would never know what they looked like. Let's see, what else do we got in here that's really worth pointing out? Trying to be. You know what I found out? I did not know there were crystals in radios. I didn't know that was a thing. Until I opened this book and realized that there were crystals in radios. I guess I just thought that it was a terminology, not that there were real crystals in radios. And here is what's new in radios. This is what was brand spanking new, kind of like the what's that store? Brookstone, kind of like Brookstone. Like, here are all the new high-tech gadgets. What is new? New in the line of controls. All new, all wave, laboratory built, super heterodyne. No idea what that is. The new Hallicrafters all-wave super heterodyne receiver is the latest addition to the ranks of laboratory-built receivers. So I guess it was a receiver. It is designed in 2 units, the tuner chassis being separate from the power pack, power amplifier, and speaker. So, I don't know, it just made the stuff run. There's a shortwave converter, electrodynamic speaker. I love the way that everything was dynamo, electro, atomic. Well, this is well before the atomic era. Don't worry, I know my history. This, I think, was my favorite thing. This, you've heard of police scanners. Some of you might actually have one in your house. That's a scanner. That man right there, that is his invention. It is an enormous scanner. Now they fit on our tabletops. So, like I said, I thought I had to pick this up. I love these little tiny slices of history. They're my absolute favorite. So, this too will be available coming soon to a live sale near you. If I haven't already popped it in a live sale by now, because I can be impatient that way. And if you missed it and you get to watch this, then you get to see what you missed. And if you like it, I will go back and see if the lovely gentleman has any more goodies for me there. Because he did have a lot of ephemera. It was a lot of arts and prints and stuff in frames, stuff not in frames. He had Victorian pieces of just like one sheet cut out of like a magazine. He did have a couple of other more magazines like this, but I picked up just these 2 for the time being because I just really thought they were really neat. So that is it. Please, while you're here, give me that thumbs up, share and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram, link in the little box down below, the little magic box below. And until next time, stay swanky and stay classy.